Have you ever felt that some truths are so powerful that we prefer not to see them? There's a secret hidden in women's eyes that many men never have the courage to discover. Franz Kafka, a writer who lived long ago, managed to see this hidden truth and left clues in his books. It's as if he had discovered a buried treasure that few have the courage to unearth. Imagine if we could see what's really going on in someone's mind. It would be like having a superpower. Kafka had this power when he wrote about women. He didn't just see smiles and beauty, but what was inside, the difficult thoughts, the hidden pain, the hidden dreams. It's like looking not just at the surface of the sea, but diving deep and discovering a whole different world beneath the waves. Today we're going on this journey together. We'll discover what Kafka perceived about women that many men still fail to see. It's a journey that could forever change the way you see the people around you. When Kafka wrote letters to the people he loved, he didn't just talk about simple everyday things. He could see beyond appearances. For him, women weren't just beautiful people or companions, but mirrors that revealed both the fragility and the strength of life. It's like looking at a lake. From a distance, you see only still water. But if you get closer, you see your own reflection. And if you look even more closely, you can see what's at the bottom of the lake. The plants, the fish, the rocks. This is what women were like for Kafka. Not just what you saw on the surface, but an entire inner world full of depth. Think about the women in your life, your mother, sisters, teachers, friends. How often have you truly stopped to consider what they feel inside? How much pain do they carry in silence? How many thoughts do they keep to themselves? Just like Kafka, we live surrounded by people who hide entire oceans within themselves, and often we don't even realize it. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like, because we're going on a journey through this deep ocean. We won't rush, but we'll go deep into this discovery. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to understand things that others don't? Kafka noticed that many women have a special kind of vision. It's not a vision of the eyes, but a vision of the heart and mind. Imagine life is like a theater where everyone wears masks. Many women can see through these masks. They can tell when someone is just pretending to be nice. They can sense when a nice word hides an ugly intention. It's like having a natural lie detector. Kafka noted that women often perceive the difference between what people say and what they actually do. They understand when the world asks much of them but offers little in return. It's as if they have a sixth sense for injustice and hidden feelings. This sensitivity doesn't come from magic, but from a lifetime of observing, feeling, and learning to read the signals others ignore. It's like learning to listen to music that's playing very softly. You have to pay close attention to hear it. The women Kafka wrote about had this rare ability. They could see the invisible weight we all carry, the loneliness we sometimes feel even when we are surrounded by people, and the small sorrows we hold within our hearts. Having this special insight, this deeper look, isn't always a good thing. It's like having a powerful flashlight in a dark cave. You see things others don't, but some of those things can be frightening. Many women live in noisy homes, but feel alone inside. They speak, but no one really listens. When they express their true feelings, people call them too sensitive or exaggerated. It's as if they have a voice, but no one can hear the frequency at which they speak. The price of this difference is high. It's like carrying a very heavy backpack every day. Over time, their bodies tire, their voices weaken, and they begin to forget who they truly are. They begin to act as others expect them to, not as they would truly like. Think of a bird that knows the way to a wonderful place but is trapped in a cage. It knows where it wants to go, but it can't fly there. Many women feel this way. They know what's wrong with the world, but they can't change it. Write in the comments. Have you ever felt like you had something important to say, but no one paid attention? Share your experience as if you were sharing an important secret without rushing. Let's imagine a person named Maria. Maria wakes up early every day, makes breakfast for her family, tidies the house, goes to work, comes back, makes dinner, helps her children with their homework, cleans everything again, and only goes to sleep when everyone is already rested. Maria smiles, hugs, welcomes, and cares. But inside her lies a world no one sees. While she cares for others, her own dreams are shelved. Her desires are relegated to the background. Her thoughts are rarely shared because it seems no one has time to listen. Kafka understood this labyrinth Maria lives in. It's as if she were a house with many rooms, but people only enter the living room. The rest of the house, her deepest thoughts, her fears, her hopes, remains locked away, without visitors. Over time, Maria begins to lose herself in this maze. She gives so much of herself to others that she no longer knows what she likes, what she wants, or who she is. Love for others mixes with self-forgetfulness. It's as if she were a book that everyone uses, but no one really reads. Until one day, as Kafka described in his stories, something happens. Maria can no longer go on. It could be a small problem that feels like a mountain, a word that hurts too much, or simply the exhaustion of years of carrying an invisible weight. And she realizes she no longer knows where her love for others ends and her love for herself begins. Why does this happen? It's like a game with invisible rules we learn from a young age. In our society, boys are generally taught to take up space, speak loudly, and express their ideas. Girls are often taught to be kind, to care for others, and not to disturb others. It's as if, from the beginning, we gave each child different toys. For some, cars, robots, and adventure games. For others, dolls to care for, little houses to fix up. Little by little, without realizing it, we teach them that some should conquer the world and others should take care of it. Kafka understood this imbalance. He saw that many men view women as if they were just a part of their lives, not as complete individuals with their own desires, thoughts, and dreams. This creates a world where women are trained to hold back, to bottle up their feelings, to diminish their desires, to wait for their turn, which often never comes. Meanwhile, many men are taught to expand, to speak up, to make decisions, to move forward. The result is like an unbalanced scale. On one side, people who have learned to take up space. On the other, people who have learned to create space for others, even if it means disappearing a little each day. The pain that arises from this imbalance doesn't scream. It's silent, like a light rain that over time can cause a flood. What happens when a woman decides to change these rules? When she decides to speak up, take her place, and show her true thoughts? Often the world around us doesn't know how to react. It's as if everyone is used to watching a play where each person has their role, and suddenly someone changes the script. This causes confusion, discomfort, and often rejection. Kafka saw this happen. He realized that when a woman tries to exist fully, with all her ideas, desires, and strength, society often responds with irony. She's exaggerating. With rejection, no one will like her like that. Or with a violence that leaves no visible scars but hurts inside. She should know her place. It's as if there's a secret agreement about how each person should behave. And when someone breaks that agreement, even if it's to be more true to themselves, those around them become uncomfortable. Society fears what it can't control, what's different, what challenges the rules everyone mindlessly follows. Write the word "listen" in the comments if you believe we need to learn to truly hear what so many female voices have been trying to say over time. Because perhaps the first step to change is simply stopping and listening to what has always been said, but which few have managed to truly hear. What is the greatest danger of living like this, always trying to be what others expect? Kafka showed in his stories that the gravest risk isn't just suffering inside, it's losing who you really are. Imagine a person who spends their entire life wearing a mask. At first they know the mask isn't their real face, but after many years, when they take it off, they no longer recognize their own face. They've forgotten what they looked like, forgotten who they were without the mask. This is what can happen when we live only to please others, when we stifle our true thoughts, when we set aside our dreams to fulfill only the dreams of others. It is a silent death, not of the body, but of the soul. In his works, Kafka portrayed this danger through characters who woke up transformed into insects, who got lost in labyrinths with no exit, who were judged without knowing their crime. All these stories speak of the same fear, living without truly existing, breathing without truly living. When a person spends years and years hiding who they really are, there comes a time when they no longer know the answer to the most important question of all: who am I really? And this, according to Kafka, is the most real and frightening danger: to be alive, but to have lost one's life. Is there a way out of this labyrinth? Kafka, despite his bleak outlook on life, left clues to a possible path. Transformation begins when we stop pretending. When men and women recognize that we all carry fears, dreams, and silences, it's as if each person were an iceberg. What we show others is only the small part that remains above water. The majority remains hidden, submerged. To change, we must first see the whole iceberg. both our own and those of the people around us. This means learning to truly listen, not just wait for our turn to speak. It means looking people in the eye and seeing not just what we want to see, but what's really there. Transformation happens when we recognize that existence is made up of two silences that need to meet. The silence of those who have never been truly heard, and the silence of those who have never learned to truly listen. Transforming weight into awareness is the only way to free yourself. It's like carrying a very heavy backpack for years and finally realizing that you can choose what to take and what to leave behind. The weight doesn't magically disappear, but you learn to carry it differently, more lightly, more consciously. This is the path that Kafka shows us amidst all the shadows. The possibility of being more truthful to each other, of seeing beyond appearances, of finding our most authentic voice. What Kafka reveals is that the true prison is not in the walls, but in the inability to see the other fully. Sometimes we spend our entire lives alongside someone without truly knowing them. We see only what's on the surface, like someone looking at the sea and seeing only the waves, without imagining the depths that lie beneath. The challenge Kafka leaves us is to look beyond the obvious, to see not just the smile, but the story behind it. To hear not just the words, but the silence between them. To love not just what pleases us, but the whole person, with their lights and shadows. If this topic resonated with you, please share in the comments what resonated most with you. What part of this conversation resonated with you? What truth have you perhaps been avoiding? Also watch the video on the card to delve deeper into this reflection. There, we'll discuss how we can begin to change these patterns in our own lives, one small step at a time. Don't forget to like and share so more people can reflect on what we prefer not to see. Because perhaps the first step towards a more just world is simply having the courage to look head-on at what has always been there, but we pretend not to see.